And the next topic is Angel Reese. And Angel Reese started a podcast, which I disagree with. I've never been a fan of players, active players, having podcasts during the season, right? Because I just as a coach or a player, a teammate or whatever, is a couple of things I hate. I hate to see one of my top players after a loss podcasting and look like they in a good mood. Like, I want my best player to be miserable. And I just couldn't imagine Bird, Magic, Mike, or Kobe losing a big game in the regular season. I don't care when it was, especially not the playoffs, but losing a big game in the regular season and then going and dropping a podcast like a new DJ Clue mixtape. Like, it's got to be dropped. I just can't do it. I hate it when Draymond did it. I hated it. I absolutely hate it, right? I didn't like when Draymond would have beef with a player that he's competing against, and after the game, go on his podcast and talk about it. I didn't like the fact that Draymond Green would be playing the Boston Celtics in the finals and have a beef with an NBA legend, Hall of Famer who announces the Boston games on radio, Cornbread Maxwell. Old guy, old enough to be your granddad. And then you go on the podcast and trash him while you're actively playing against Boston, and you go trash a leader in your fraternity, your basketball fraternity, who was a Hall of Famer, who laid the ground for you, who laid the foundation for you. It was already disrespectful, but at least if you was just that disrespectful, maybe the fans didn't have to hear it because if you didn't have a podcast. But the fact that you have a podcast and you can't get views unless you drop something juicy on the podcast, it just makes you extra messy. So Angel Reese already got a whole bunch of mess she got to deal with because she has the entire sports media and all of Caitlin Clark's fans against her. So it's already horrible. I'm not saying don't live your life, but I'm saying don't podcast during the season. I would have loved to see this podcast drop right after the season in the off season. I would have been cool with that. Even though in the off season you need to be working on your game, but that's neither here or there. I just wanted to get that disclaimer out of here. I'm not a big fan of the podcast during the season, but she did have something to say on that podcast, and she addressed her and Caitlin Clark, and as far as their relationship and all this stuff, and then she kind of went into some other things that's going on, and I kind of want to dissect that a little bit. But this is what she said.
So, of course, now, because of women's basketball, whenever you think of Angel Reese, people often mention Caitlin Clark. You've said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. This is your platform. So how do you feel about that situation?
I think just being able to be in that moment of it happening, you never realize how something can literally change your life. And knowing my 5 fingers and my other finger pointing at my hand could literally have changed my life for like forever is crazy. And knowing that, like, Caitlin is an amazing player, and I've always thought she was an amazing player. We've been playing each other since high school, like literally been playing each other since high school. And like knowing that, like, there's never been beef. Like, we've talked trash to each other in AAU, like that. It's been that. So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that.
All right, I'm gonna pause it there. Right. So she first started saying there's no beef between me and Caitlin. I think Nets and Lieberman went on the podcast with Stephen A. Smith, and she was like, I don't understand what these fans are making this Caitlin versus Reese thing, and why is all this beef, because they're actually friends. Nets and Lieberman said that. Angel has completely said that. I haven't heard Caitlin say that, but we haven't heard Caitlin say much, right? But Angel Reese has said on multiple occasions there's no beef and we're friends. Nancy Lieberman said that as well, right? But she said it's not Caitlin. She don't stand for the stuff that her fans are doing. I don't think she's built like that. And she said what the fans are doing is a lot of racism, it's a lot of disrespect, and it's toxic, right? I have an example of what that disrespect and that toxic fan base could do. So there was a game against the Sky that Caitlin Clark played in, and the Shields, the girl who almost lost her whole basketball career, and because she had a tumor in her spine. And when they removed the tumor from her spine, they didn't know if she was gonna, walk the same again. And they definitely was questioning whether she would play basketball again. And she was able to recover from that and get back on the basketball court. Well, the Shields ran into Caitlin Clark when they both was running full speed. She was trying to catch back up to her, and it was almost like a body bump, and Caitlin Clark went flying. And she got called jealous. She got called a thug. She got called all these names, and they said she did it on purpose, and all these things. And this is one of the things that her fan, one of Caitlin Clark's fan, actually left on the Shield's Twitter account. She said that tumor should have took her out, or he said that. Oh, no, it's a female, Miss Zara. That tumor should have took her out. And then she said it again, that tumor should have took her out. And then she said that's why that tumor should have took her out. And at the bottom it says that tumor should have ended her, right? And all the Shield said back is something along the lines of I'm blessed to be alive. That's basically all she said, right? So that's something that the fan base is doing. Me personally, I don't play against Caitlin Clark. I've never hip checked her. I've never fouled her hard or anything. The only thing I said is that Caitlin Clark is number 1 in the Rookie of the Year race, and Angel Reese is number 2. And I said Caitlin Clark is not in the MVP race, and I critique her game, and I get the same type of hate from her fans, right? So under one of my videos, this guy responds to me and says, nobody gives a dang, boy. CC turned around the worst team in the game, period. People wrote them off early in season 2 and mocked her hype. Now y'all scared and doing damage control because you can't compete. Asia is a free throw merchant and just bulls people out of the way. Giannis is, but worse. CC isn't getting any gimme calls and getting hacked every other game, not to mention her teammates won't back her up or even mesh well. She literally only needed time with this bum roster, something most men couldn't do even as rookie or vets. Cope more Pookie. He called me a Pookie. So, I just responded, man, good luck in life, man. I mean, with that thought process, I mean, just you can have it, right? And he said, good black boy. Don't retort, don't respond, just passive aggressively shiver away. Typical. Your guys' fragility and sensitivity always on display. We just don't get why y'all don't go back home away from us since y'all jealous so much. And I responded, correct. You win the keyboard war. Because I'm not going to get in the back and forth on the keyboard. But I did click on his YouTube page just to see what he was about. And these are some of his playlists to the right of the comments. Monkeys in sports. I didn't even click to see what videos he got in there. Just the title of the playlist is kind of telling. Race wars, black fragility, and black boys. These are some of his playlists on his YouTube channel. And this guy thought that he was going to bait me into a conversation or debate or argument. When Angel Reese said that her fan base is toxic, disrespectful, and racist, this is what she meant, right? Let's continue.
But when you come, when it's behind your name, that's when a lot of people are like, oh, they think, oh, I don't like her because her fans are saying this. No, I don't believe in her heart that she has hatred towards me. And I'm sure she believes that I don't have hatred towards her. But I think her fan base has gone, I'm talking about like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Like,
we see it all the time.
I know y'all see it. Like, I literally saw something today that was like, it's crazy. And it goes down to knowing, like, again, we are humans. Like, basketball is literally a game. Like, I promise you, it's literally a game. We have so much fun with it. But when it comes to death threats, when it comes to people finding, like, I'm talking about people have come down to my address, follow me home. Like, it's come down to that. And like, when I talked about earlier on after the season, and when I was in my press conference and I was talking about being sexualized, like, I guess people thought that was like, cause I post pictures in my bathing suits. No, like, multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked, literally.
Really?
They have sent it to my family members. My family members are like, uncles are sending it to me like,
no,
are you naked on Instagram? It sucks to see that. And it's really hard that I have to go through that. And now seeing other players even having to go through that. But like, at the end of the day, it's a game that we do both love, but there is no hate. No hate. We're going to play on the same team one day, I'm sure. Like, we're going to definitely play on the same team one day. So
maybe 2028.
2028. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, somebody got to explain to me what, like, why would you be a fan of a player and think that this is okay? Well, I'm a fan of this player, so any player that, you know, that makes my favorite player mad, I'm gonna, I don't know, be so radical that I would follow her home, or I would stalk her, or I would stalk her on social media, or I would say bad things about him. You know, it's just ridiculous, man. So, and I hear all these people that, you know, like Charles Barkley, Dan Patrick, you know, when they see, you know, comments like this, keep your clothes on and people won't sexualize you. I mean, what does that even mean? Right? I mean, I could take any player and use AI to show them naked, right? Keep your clothes on. Like you can't come up with a reason why it's okay to do that, right? You can't come up with a reason why it's okay for you to be racially motivated toward not fans of Angel Reese, but anyone who don't think like you do about Caitlin Clark. Like, I have a different opinion about Caitlin Clark than a lot of other people do. For that, someone's going to come to my page under my video and leave comments like that, trying to provoke me into some type of keyboard fight. Nah, I'm not cool with that. And exposing the truth, and this is part of the problem. You wasn't listening. She don't have news. She said that people use artificial intelligence and put her face on nude bodies. What are you not understanding about that? She didn't post any news. This dude is unreal, man. And this is the type of people we're talking about. That's the type of people we're talking about. People that don't pay attention to detail at all. Didn't even hear what the girl said, right? So there's so many examples of why this whole thing is weird. But I'm gonna kind of start from the beginning, right? So there's a player called Paige Bueckers, or Bueckers, or how you want to say her name, the UConn phenom. Great basketball player. She's a white girl, phenomenal basketball player, right? But she's not liked that much by the same fan base that loves Caitlin. And this is why.
First, I would like to say all glory to God, because, I mean, this is better than I could have ever imagined. I'm just a small town kid with really big dreams, and I'm honored to show all the little kids that are watching this that dreams do come true if you work hard and you have great faith in your life. A huge shout out to my friends and my family and everybody that helped me get to be where I am today, especially my coaches and my teammates. I stand on this stage alone, but without them, I wouldn't have this award. And they've sacrificed so much for me. Okay, sorry. I just had ankle surgery. I'm out of breath, out of shape. But no, with the light that I have now, as a white woman who leads a Black-led sport and celebrated here, I want to show a light on Black women. They don't get the media coverage that they deserve. They've given so much to this sport and the community and society as a whole, and their value is undeniable. And in the WNBA last season, the postseason awards, 80% of the winners were Black, but they got half the amount of coverage as the white athletes. So I think it's time for change. Sports media holds the key to storylines. Sports media and sponsors tell us who is valuable, and you have told the world that I matter today, and everyone who voted, thank you. But I think we should use this power together to also celebrate Black women. So to Maria Taylor, Robin Roberts, Maya Moore, Odyssey Alexander, to all the incredible Black women in my life, on my teams, to Breonna Taylor and all the lives lost, and to those names who have not yet learned, but I hope to share, I stand behind you, and I will continue to follow you and follow your lead and fight for you guys. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
So you would hear something like that and you would think like, well, first of all, I don't think I've ever heard a white woman get up there and speak up for Black women. I don't think I've ever heard that, right? What provoked her to do that, right? So that might be some of your first thoughts, right? But is there any truth to what she said? I think one of the things she said was that out of all the people who won awards, 80% of them was Black, but they got half of the coverage as the other 20% of the women who won awards. And I don't know how she came up with that number. I don't know how you put it in a percentage of who got more coverage or what. Maybe it was just obvious. I don't know if she did. I haven't found those numbers anywhere, but she said 80% of them that won awards were Black, but they got half the coverage as their white counterparts. So she said, this is a good opportunity, even though I won this award. And the award that she won, that was the ESPYs in 2021. She won the best women's athlete in college, right? So that's a prestigious award to win. And she used her platform to say, I'm going to shut out all these Black women because they've been leading in this sport of basketball for a long time. And it's crazy that I got as much exposure as I could stand, and I've seen women in my shoes just as good as me, better than me, whatever the case may be, that were not white women who didn't get this amount of coverage at all, who didn't even get nominated for this award, right? So she said, I recognize it, and I want to bring it to your attention on my platform, right? As far as how that award shakes out, I think 2002, Sue Bird won it. Tarazi won it 2 years in a row. A looked like a softball player named Kat Osterman. She won it 2 years in a row. Then Mowat. And then Candace Parker, Maya Moore, they held it down for 4 years. And Brittany Griner held it down for another 2. And those are the 3 women since 2002 that were women of color who won it, right? Best female athlete in college. Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Brittany Griner. But other than that, you got Caitlin Clark, Brianna Stewart, Missy Franklin, swimmer, and all this stuff. Other than that, it was only 3 women in the last 20 years, 22 years, worthy enough for that award. And I think this is what Paige was trying to shine light on, right? Here are the comments that was under that video. This was one that was recent because this video is old, like 3 years old, but this comment, I guess that video started recircling around, and there's some old comments and some new ones. This is a new comment. Caitlin should have won this. She averaged more points than you and led you in more stats. This is when the agenda started, right? So I don't know how Paige became part of the target for Clark fans, but I guess she is because of what she said, right? In 2021, she said Caitlin should have won it, right? Here's some other comments. Successful white girl thinks she needs to give her recognition to Black people because it's a Black-led sport. LOL, shaking my head, woke. Second comment, laughing my butt off. White people pandering to spare black women's feelings has got to be the most cringe thing to watch. Imagine apologizing for winning an award that you earned. This white girl grew up in a 97% white era and guarantee you that it was a white man / coach that taught her fundamentals of basketball. Third comment, it's really just pathetic foot washing. It was her moment, but she's been shamed into giving credit to black women when it wasn't their moment. I find this highly disturbing. Who in the F isn't giving black athletes attention? Are all black people this out of touch with reality? America pushes you all to the top by any means. More comments. Caitlin Clark, never do this. We don't need you bending the knee. Sheesh. I guess we see the difference between Caitlin Clark and Paige. That's how you make up crap so blacks don't hate you. I love it. I wish Paige realized she doesn't have to pander to people. If you're good, marketable, or if you are good or marketable enough, then the media coverage. And if you're not, then you don't get media coverage. Simple as that. Maybe the Tampa Bay Lightning team should give their Stanley Cup to one of the black players on the Canadian team. After all, we live in a world where everyone gets a participation trophy and a pizza party. Holy mother of wokeness. Right? So these are the type of comments that was under that video just for her saying, I'm going to take this opportunity to recognize my black counterparts, my female black counterparts who are athletes in this sport, because I don't think they get enough recognition the way they should. Like she said, the number she gave, 80% of them were black that won awards. You think that the coverage would be mostly them, right? But me as a white woman, I realize that I'm getting more coverage than a lot of them, right? And it's okay for her to point that out. And it's actually cool. I just don't understand why people, and I don't know what race these people were that was in the comment section, but evidently they did not like this, the fact that she did that, right? Did not like that fact. So that kind of gives you an idea of the type of fans that we're talking about and what the motivation is behind some of the comments and feelings and the way they target people and Angel Reese and stuff like that. They kind of gives you an idea. Right? That's not about basketball. Right? It's not about basketball. How do I know it's not about basketball? Because they admit that they don't watch basketball. Right? What do you say? I'm 70 and I've never watched a WNBA game until this year. I only watch Fever games. Are you a WNBA fan or a Caitlin Clark fan? Whatever the case may be, man, I'm glad that we got more fans on the sport, but I want basketball fans, because when you have fans that come into a basketball environment and their motivation wasn't basketball because you did not watch WNBA, so you're not attracted to the WNBA basketball. You might not be attracted to basketball at all. So what is it about Caitlin Clark that brought you to the WNBA? That's my first question. The second thing I want to mention is these are the people that you're debating in the comment section. Someone who didn't watch WNBA or basketball at all will get in here and debate you whether Caitlin Clark is the MVP or not. So you're speaking just strictly from a basketball perspective, and here you're speaking and having a debate with someone who's not approaching it from a basketball perspective at all. So where are they approaching it from, right? I'm 72, and I'm right there with you in the same boat, pun intended. 50 here, and I've never went as far as even watching a clip or a highlight of the WNBA until CC. I've never even watched women's college basketball until I heard of CC in women's March Madness. I wonder why you heard about CC. Did you hear that CC was the best college player we ever seen? because we've had those guys, we've had those females before. Why didn't you watch then? All this is becoming very clear on the type of fans that we just brought to the WNBA. 78 here, and I've never watched basketball at all. So one admitted he ain't never watched WNBA. The other one admitted I've never even watched college. And the other one admitted I've never even watched basketball. Then I heard about this girl from Iowa and have not missed a game since March Madness last year. I think it's a sad statement that is being made by other WNBA players regarding CC and her success so far. At least CC is keeping her dignity through this. This is a misnomer for me, because I've heard so many people say, I love the way she's responding by not responding. I love the way Caitlin Clark don't say anything. First of all, what is being said that she need to say anything back to, right? That's number one. Number two, I've never went to a courtroom and seen someone on trial speaking when their representative was just sitting right there watching them speak. You don't represent yourself if you have representation. If you have a lawyer, you sit there and you be quiet. Anything you say can be used against you. You sit there and be quiet. Your lawyer will do all the talking for you. The reason why I brought that up is the reason why you don't hear Caitlin Clark saying anything is because she has lawyers all over the media. Dan Patrick, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Chad Ochocinco, Nancy Lieberman, just Charles Barkley, just so many different people are speaking for her. I've never seen this many lawyers before in my life. OJ didn't even have this many. The Juice, he had Kardashian dad and OJ and a couple other people. That was it. Caitlin got the most lawyers I ever seen someone ever have. So you can't be impressed by someone not responding when everyone's responding for her. And you can't be turned off by Angel Reese responding when everyone is actually targeting her in the media. She don't have representation. And when she do get representation, what happens? Cheryl Swoop says one thing, they attack her. Go take a look at Cheryl Swoop's Twitter account. Caitlin Clark fans is all up and down that thing. Harassment, insult. All up and down there. She done lost her job. She got pulled off of a game that she was supposed to call that Caitlin was in. So things happen in more places. You got the fan doing one thing, and then you got organizations, and at the organization level, them making moves as well. When something you say or don't say upsets the organization enough to pull you off of a game, that's organizational movement. There's nothing that Swoops or Angel Reese has said that's going to get anyone that says something bad about Angel Reese pulled away from a network or from calling a game. You can say whatever you want about Angel Reese, but you're not going to get in trouble for it. But Cheryl Swoops is in trouble, quote unquote trouble, for what she said or didn't say about Caitlin Clark, which is when she mentioned the turnaround that the Fever was having. She mentioned Kelsey Mitchell. She mentioned Lexi Hall. And she didn't mention Caitlin Clark. Well, that's kind of, you know what? I get into that later. But yeah, you don't need representation, or you don't need to talk for yourself when you got representation. Last comment on the bottom, same for this 63-year-old. I would say it. I love CC because she plays like a guy. Like these comments I'm finding. I'm watching Caitlin Clark, pro Caitlin Clark YouTube channels. One of these is a Dan Patrick video that he was talking about Caitlin Clark. And I just go in the comment section because I want to see what the climate is like. I want to see the environment. I want to see the type of mindset is behind the fan that think like that. And I just want to know what type of fans is it? Are they basketball fans or not? And I'm finding that they're not basketball fans. Same here for her, and then cause she in on the team, the Fever post Olympics. You can't, Lord have mercy. Well, he dropped out of school. Never watched a WNBA game in my life. into Clark. Why do they think this is a good thing? Like, why are they bragging about this? That's because she's a great player in a league full of whiny, vindictive, petty, poor sports. If she gets injured by the thuggery, the W goes back to anonymity. I wouldn't know who Aja Wilson is if not for Clark. Aja is head and shoulders the best player in the league. Stop there. So if Caitlin, now I would respect it if you was like, I don't like the WNBA, man. You know, the first time I tried to watch the WNBA, the basketball didn't look that good, so I stopped watching it. And I haven't seen the growth because I haven't been paying attention to it. But I started to like women's basketball again because of Caitlin Clark. And when I started watching the W, I realized how great the women was. And now I'm a fan of this player too, or that player too. They're not saying that. They're saying Caitlin Clark brought me here. And I can see that Aja is head and shoulders the best in the league. I can also see that Kelsey Mitchell is right up there with Caitlin Clark, which she is. They both average about 18 points a game. I think Kelsey Mitchell is the best scorer on the team. Everyone should be celebrating her in the league. Think about this. If you know she's not the best player, and you know that her second best player on the team is pretty much neck and neck with her, but you know that's not saying much because Caitlin is a rookie. So that means if you're in your third year and it's a rookie that's neck and neck with you, that means next year this rookie is going to be above you. Right? You know, same thing. If a freshman comes in and he's playing on par with my junior, I might as well let that freshman run the show because I got him for 3 more years, and that junior, you know, he probably maxed out. Right? So all I'm saying is Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark is right there, but Kelsey might be better because she don't turn the ball as much as Caitlin Clark, and she plays better defense. Right? She can't pass as good as Caitlin. And she can't shoot the long range 3 ball as good as Caitlin, but she shoot the 3 better. It's just she just don't shoot it from the logo like Caitlin. So there's a lot to be said about that, right? But if you know Kelsey is a baller and very good, Aja is hands down the best player. And then if you go down the list and you see Nafessa Collier, you see the runner up in the MVP that play for the Sun, you see DeWanda Bonner, you see Jewel Lord. You see Enescu, you see Breanna Stewart. Like, these girls are amazing basketball players. And they're better than Caitlin Clark. So if Caitlin brought you to this league because she averaged 30 in college, but she's averaging 18 in the league, but these other girls, there's a girl that's 28 in Aja Wilson. There's other girls in the MVP discussion. There's other girls that's obviously better. There's other girls who was leading their team to greater success. A right-minded person would say, oh, man, I didn't know it was this much talent in the WNBA. Now I'm a fan of several different players, not just Caitlin. So you have to tell me why you gravitated toward the girl who's probably the 12th to 15th best player in the league. And you can't say because of the deep 3 ball, because Enescu shoot the 3 ball just as good and just as deep, along with other players that shoot it just as good as just as deep as well. Right? So it's not the 3 ball. What is it? You got to be honest about this. We know what it is, but you got to be honest about it. Like, you have to be honest about this, and all of this will make more sense. I'm a 58-year-old Aussie male, never followed basketball. Now I watch every Fever game. I wonder why. I wonder why too. Why have you never watched basketball at all? No NBA, no college basketball, no female college, no WNBA. You never watched basketball, no and one. You never even watched basketball. And you had a great Australian. What was the Australian name that got drafted and came over here and balled out? I forgot her name. Great basketball player. Man, what is her name? I forget her name. So y'all had great Australian players come over here on the male and the female side. Patty Mills, Australian. Ben Simmons, you might feel a certain way about Ben Simmons. You know, Dante Exum. You know, there's a lot of Australia guys, and then females as well. So you telling me you've never even watched but now you're watching every Fever game. I want to know why. You have to tell us why. The only reason we know the names of these teams or know who Reese is or some of the other players in the league is because of CC. Okay, so what does that mean? If CC brought you to the league for you to learn other women, what does that mean? Does that mean that these other women should not defend her the best they could? Should they not play physical basketball? I only watched the WNBA because Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark only. Me too. Never watched basketball before, ever. You're not alone. Millions around the world are doing the exactly same thing. So there's the fan base. The fan base is cropping to the league only because of Caitlin, but I want to know why. Because it's not that she's the best player, because she's not. What is making you flock to her? Last one. Never been into basketball, men's or women, probably because I'm from Australia. But now I've watched all these YouTube videos of Caitlin Clark. Wow, YouTube videos. I really want to watch now to see how all this plays out and to see if she further puts these idiots that criticize her to shame. Who are the people that criticize her and what they're saying? Please tell me what they're saying. I'm from Sydney, never watched any basketball game in my life. I'm definitely going to watch the Nets Fever game. I'm 70 and have never watched WNBA game until this year. I'm only watching Fever games. I'm 72 and I'm right there with you in the same boat. Oh, I think I read that one already. All right. That was very interesting. Right. So now that we've pinpointed that Clark fans don't really watch basketball or don't really like basketball and don't really know. Now, mind you, if you've never watched basketball, you can't possibly know the game. So all the Clark fans' opinions, like how valid is it? Taco said he's 72, right? How valid is the opinion of someone who never watched the game? Right? I want to know that. This is the last thing I show because I want to talk about the rebounds because her last game she got a triple-double. I watched that game and I did a video on Luka Doncic and I've done a video on James Harden and I've done podcasts on Russell Westbrook when they was averaging triple-doubles or close to triple-doubles. I don't respect the triple-double in this era of basketball at all. Right? Because most of the guys who and girls who get triple doubles are getting rewarded for playing bad defense. Like if I can't defend the ball, there's a place that we put you to protect you, and that place is perfect for where the rebounds fall, right? And I'm going to show you on screen, right? So I showed that on screen with Luka, and I talked about it. I've been talking about it for the last 5 years with Westbrook and James Harden, right? And notice everyone who averaged triple doubles always are in that same category of not being good defenders. That's where they get their rebounds from not being good defenders, because good defenders are guarding the ball. You're not in a position for loose rebounds to just fall on your hand, right? So I'm not impressed by triple doubles. We think of rebounds and we see 10 rebounds. We think of the rebounds that Rodman was battling Karl Malone for, or Rodman was battling Shaq, right? What's impressive about a rebound is if it takes work, it takes skill, it takes effort, and it takes you winning against another person that worked just as hard, that's just as skilled, and is giving as much effort. So when you got Rodman and Malone both on a rebound, they're both big bodies. They're both fighting. They're both giving effort. They're both skilled. And one of those guys box out and win that rebound. That's impressive. So when we see a triple double from a player, we're thinking that the rebounds that they got was the rebounds that Rodman got, and that's not the case. Now I'm gonna open the phone lines up, and then I'm gonna end it. I'm not gonna get to this Shaquille O'Neal topic. I'm not gonna get to this Shaquille O'Neal topic because we got to do Full Pattern Friday really quick. But I'm gonna open the phone lines up really quick. and I'm gonna get to some of these comments that y'all got right here. But y'all can call in right now. Y'all can call in right now. Give me your thoughts on Caitlin Clark and everything Andrew Reese said as well, as far as the fans and all of that stuff, right? Let me get to some of these comments. These comments was coming in pretty fast. Let's see. Reese is Rodman. Clark is Larry Bird. Who you got? Well, that's kind of false. Because Larry Bird was at the top when okay, so if we're talking about Reese right now or Clark right now, I get to that. Hold on. Caller from Chicago, what's your thoughts?
It's crazy. I believe, man, down, you have to go back in history. Because remember when the NBA was like trying to get from the drug rumors and all that stuff, you know, the NBA was going down. Then two guys, Bird and Magic, came in the league. And they lifted up the NBA. And just like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, you had some great ball players coming in behind them. So, because they made that Bird and Magic thing race too.
They did. I agree.
By the simple fact of Magic playing in LA, and we all know how Boston is.
Correct.
Just like Indiana.
Now, is anybody denying that was about race? They might have been denying it then, but now back looking on it, is anybody denying that it was a racial component with that?
I don't really know if they
like you. Okay, so they probably didn't deny. So we know for a fact that was about race.
Well,
why we can't? Why we
black
can't?
Folks,
Yeah,
black folks.
No. We didn't have no issue.
No, we didn't have no issue with it because we love Magic.
Right, but let me ask you this: why are people not admitting that this is a racial component? I just showed you several comments. From fans and what their mindset is and what they think and how they think and what they say. They thought it was. They think it's a safe space on YouTube because they're on a channel where everybody think like that.
And that's the difference too.
But it's a public space. Everyone has access to that, so you just can't say what you want and think people not gonna be able to see that. Right. So we know it's a racial component to it. We know why they hate Andrew Reese. Right. We know why it looks bad for Caitlin to get pushed around versus anybody else getting pushed around. We know why they take offense to that. We know why it hurts. Right. So I mean, let's be adults and just admit the elephant in the room. It's not even really an elephant in the room, man. It is an elephant. It's very obvious, right? But my point is, this ain't really like Bird and Magic the way they want to say is Bird and Magic, right? But I'm gonna tell you why. When Magic and Bird, let's put it this way: when Bird got met with physicality in the league, the entire media say that the whole NBA is jealous of Bird, and that's why they're playing physical defense on him.
No, that was the game.
Right. That's what they're saying about this situation. They're saying that the WNBA females are jealous of Clark, and that's the only reason why they're playing physical defense on her.
Yeah, well, look how the NBA going. This is a different time that we coming up in. Look how the NBA, you can't even, they took away defense.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They took away defense. So, it's totally different now how they play. But as I was watching the Olympic Games and with them women and how they played, even though I like Caitlin Clark, I don't have nothing against her. She's a good hooper. But she wouldn't have been able to handle because they was too physical. And in my opinion, the best thing for Caitlin Clark was that she took that time off.
Of course.
You But like I say, every other component goes into everything, every argument. Oh, she should have been in the Olympics and all that stuff. Nah, she has to earn it just like everybody else.
Yeah, and she on a fast track because all the people that want to compare her to like Jordan. It took Jordan 7 years to get past Detroit and the Bucks and the Celtics. 7 years.
You know what? When people like that make that argument about Jordan, I push back and say that even though that's true, team-wise, but as a player,
he was already
Jordan
ready.
Dominated.
No, he was ready from the beginning. They met him with physicality, but he still averaged daggone 28 as a rookie.
Yeah,
that's a totally different. That's a totally different comparison. But like I said, no one went to the media and said y'all jealous of Mike. That's why y'all fouling him hard. And blah blah. Nah, you got to deal with it, brother. You got to come up with it.
Yeah,
and that's what we wanted for Caitlin. Let her build her own story and her legacy. The media jumped in and started calling all the females jealous and saying all this was an attempt to get them to soften up on defense. So she can cook. But thanks for the call, man. I'm gonna let you take that off the air. I'm gonna get some of these other calls in.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right, thanks. All right, let's get some other calls. But Reese is Rodman, Clark is Larry Bird. Not quite, because Rodman didn't score as much as Reese. I mean, you got to understand, like Caitlin Clark averages 18. 18 is a lot for the WNBA. They play only 40 minutes versus 48 minutes with the NBA. So they're only playing 40 minutes. So, 20 points is different in the WNBA versus the NBA. So 18 is very good. I think 18 got Caitlin Clark like top 10 in the league in scoring, maybe top 12, right? So 18 is pretty good, right? Angel Reese is at 14. So if Rodman has never scored that many points, so we look at the fact that Reese rebounds and forget that she actually puts the ball in the hole as well. 14 points is nothing to sneeze at in the WNBA. It's not. And then when you look at Larry Bird, he wasn't 12th in scoring in the league. He was up to the top. So Angel Reese is not quite Rodman. She's a little bit more. And Caitlin Clark is a little bit less than Larry Bird. Rod, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's happening, Mel? Hey, remember Rodman really was an all-around player, but Detroit had scored. They had Isaiah Aguirre and others, but they put him in a position to say, okay, this is all we need you to do. So being as intelligent as he was able to narrow that down. Oh, this is all I need to do. And therefore he became the great player that he was, in that aspect of the game. And he taught a lot of other players how to do that. Being an intelligent player, you don't have to be as big and strong as everybody else, but just know what you're doing.
Right.
And on the Caitlin Clark thing, she kind of got that, being in the right spot at the right time. Like you mentioned earlier, a long shot you're gonna get a long rebound. It's gonna come off the rim like that. But what I want to speak on to you, what you spoke on earlier, I hope that era was like a glitch in the game, just a bleep part of the LeBron, Dwayne Wade clicking up era. And because I can't see, which I really don't hope to see, if Anthony Edwards get 2 rings, John Morant ain't got none. John Morant gonna just, I'm finna go join Ant-Man. This new generation coming up. So I hope these younger players is looking at that and, trying to get that Kobe Bryant say, oh no, Kobe Bryant is not going to be the last of a dying breed. I'm going to be that dude. I'm going to pick up where AI left off or where Kobe Bryant left. I want to be the best. I don't need another superstar. If it's formed organically, like an organization did, I say with the Celtics. Oh my goodness, that hurt to say, but but it happened organically. With that team did it. It wasn't players calling other players, "Hey, you come play with me. We gonna go do this," or just to shut down this other player. You know what I'm saying? And I hope this younger generation, that's younger stars that's coming up, they kind of pick up, skip this LeBron and Dwayne Wade era. We're gonna click up together. No, that competition has to be brought back. I want to be the greatest, and I want to be the best that's doing it. And because I can't, like I said, I can't see. You probably could articulate better what I'm trying to say, or this new generation. Mention more names than Ant-Man and John Morant and these other younger players, but I don't want to see them following the path of a Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Anthony Davis, trying to click up together instead of trying to beat each other. I could never imagine if Charles Barkley, back in his prime, said, I'm gonna go to New York and team up with Patrick Ewing, when they was in their heyday.
Right.
This younger generation, I hope they got more pride in their game and self-respect within themselves.
Right.
To say, oh no, I'm not going to do that. I want to beat him. I don't want to be with him.
Correct. And that's how it should be. Man. That's the spirit of competition. And that's what I was talking about earlier when Dominique Wilkins told Kobe Bryant that he was the last of their kind. Like, well, after Kobe, I don't think we get that again. All right. So
I hope we do, though.
We can't. It's impossible. It's not possible. Like, the environment doesn't exist for it to happen again. Like, the environment has to be there to create a player like that. And that's just not the basketball NBA environment. That's also the world. The world is different, and the NBA is different. You can't make another Michael Jordan, Kobe type player. You just can't.
Well, I think you can. You just have to take it on more responsible, personal individuality on who you are, and take it out of, should I dare say, corporate hands, corporate propaganda, promotions, take it out of their hands. And, that's why I bring you back to, today's superstars and say, hey, look, I don't want that dude on my team, or if Curry would have stepped up and said, no, Durant ain't coming here. No.
Now that would have been hard to do. It would have been very tempting, especially after you just lost to LeBron and Kyrie Irving, and you want to get them back. It'd be hard to say no to Kevin Durant. So I get it, but it's been done before. I still remember when Kobe was telling the story when the front office came to him and was like, "Hey, Dirk is a free agent. Can you call him and see if he would come?" And Kobe was like, he knew the type of person Dirk was. He was like, "That's gonna be a waste of time. But just because you asked me, I'll call." And he called Dirk and was like, "Hey, I already know your answer. You think like I do. So I already know your answer, but I at least had to call, man. Are you giving LA a thought?" And he was like, "No, I'm not. I can't." He said, I can't come play with you, bro. Like I just
can't.
I
disagree with you on. I wouldn't say it's impossible. I just hope that these young players that's coming up that would have that self-respect, that determination to be the best, that say, no, I'm not gonna go that route.
Yeah.
Bert, Magic 1-5, Bird 1-3. When Magic won his first 2 or 3, I couldn't see Bird saying, well, I only got 1, and Bird Magic then jumped up to 2 or 3. Now I'm gonna go join him.
Yeah.
I hope the young players, don't adapt that LeBron, Dwayne Wade, that era, mentality. This a whole new generation coming up.
Yeah.
And I do hope it can flip back. I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, we'll see, man. But I appreciate the call, man. Thanks.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bro. All right, let me get to these comments. Dale, hey, man, Dale, I appreciate you. Even though we don't agree 100% on most of the stuff I've been saying, Dale, I appreciate you being here. I hope you subscribe. And I hope that you find that I'm objective and fair, even though we disagree. I appreciate the fact that you are still in here commenting and you're willing to have a dialogue. So I appreciate that. But to answer your question, I think you were referring to when I was saying they hide Caitlin on defense, and you said why they can't target her like they do Luka. Well, the NBA and the WNBA play a different brand of basketball. They still play from the inside out in the WNBA. They still go in the post. They haven't transitioned over to a lot of isolation basketball, a lot of high screen and roll, where that's all they do. But the Fever has done it because they got Caitlin, and her game is geared toward that. It's like the new age version of the WNBA. The WNBA is behind, right? They're still playing the 90s style brand of basketball, which in my opinion is the best brand of basketball that you can play professionally, which is why the Olympics look so good to us, which is why FIBA basketball is a little bit too physical for the NBA players. They're just not used to it anymore. But they can't target her as easy as they target Luka, because no one's trying to give the ball to their best player in ISO and do a high screen and roll to get a switch on Caitlin so they can go one-on-one with her. And that's why they're not exploiting it like that. All right, caller from Texas, what's your thought?
Hey, man, hey, what's up, bro? This Young.
Young, what's good?
Man, why you always trying to highlight, bro, about this Kobe and all this? Like he not talking about LeBron and all this, bro. What's the problem, bro?
I don't know. What you think it is?
I'm asking you. Like, what's the
ain't no problem.
What?
Look, Young, you got to go to All the Smoke podcast, and you got to leave that comment under the Dominique Wilkins video.
Man, I'm asking you, bro.
This is what Dominique said. I'm just trying to expound on what he said.
LeBron. But they not even talking about LeBron.
All right, let me say this.
Talking about Kobe.
Let me say this.
I'm saying, I'm listening to you. Go ahead, bro.
Let me say this. If Dominique say Kobe is the only thing I seen close to Mike, and he says that Kobe is the last of our breed, last of our kind, that means everything after Kobe, including LeBron, is not in that breed, according to Dominique Wilkins.
Okay. Now, what about when Steve Kerr say Jordan and LeBron is the only two that's in that category?
Then, if I seen someone make that video, I would look at it and I would be like, "Oh, I agree. I disagree with Steve Kerr," and I would keep going.
Oh, you done heard Steve Kerr say that several times, bro.
And I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna come after whoever made that video and I'm
not coming after you.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying you coming after me. Yeah, but what I'm saying, you asked me what would I do if Steve Kerr said that, and I would be like nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So, that's my whole point. You say you would do nothing, right?
Yeah.
So why would somebody highlight Kobe? Like, bro, you. It's like, bro. Sometimes it's like you play a part in people like putting like betting them against each other, bro. Like, I don't think you get that. I don't think you understand that. Like that's what you do sometimes, bro. Like, instead of us acknowledging both of them and saying both of them was great, it's like if somebody say something about LeBron, then you got to come in, nigga, and insert Kobe. If somebody say something about Kobe, you got to come and insert LeBron. Like I don't get that part, bro.
So what you think I should do?
I don't think you should do nothing. I'm just asking you why is it a must that you feel the need to do it?
Oh, okay. Oh, because it's a misconception around this era of basketball, specifically LeBron and Steph Curry. It's a misconception. So
that's to you.
Yeah,
to you,
me.
there's a
Correct.
misconception.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm saying that's to you though.
Yes.
Like, but what
which
I'm
is
saying
why
is
which is why I'm saying it on my platform. I didn't go to nobody else's platform and try to.
I didn't say, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like.
Big bro, you don't gotta tell me nothing about your. I respect your platform. I get that. I understand that. Like, I don't have no problem with none of that. Only thing I'm asking you is that why? Okay, let me ask you like this, then, big bro. Why do you feel like it's a must that if anybody say something about LeBron, you bring in Kobe? If anybody say something about Kobe, you bring in LeBron. Like that's the question I'm trying to figure out. Like, why is it a must that we pit these two brothers against each other?
But well, I don't think I'm pitting them against each other for sure. I don't think I'm doing that.
Come on, bro.
I think what I'm doing is I like the sport of basketball. The NBA has a brand of basketball that they present, and I watch their brand of basketball. Right now, the biggest topics and conversation around it are the greatest players. LeBron is one of them. Mike is one of them. Kobe's one of Kobe's one of them, right?
Kobe, big bro, this story, like understand. Okay, I get what you're trying to. I kind of get what you're trying to say. So you saying since the public and the media and as far as what we see and what we hear day by day, you saying since they don't put Kobe in it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna insert them in there anyway. Is what you're saying?
No, they do put Kobe in there. What I do is highlight the people.
No, they don't, bro.
Without the popular belief to a lot of fans,
Kobe is not in it.
Right, that's the popular belief. And then
okay.
So when I hear players, former players, current players, when I hear them say the truth about where they have Kobe, I highlight
your truth. Your truth.
No, their truth. This is Dominique. This is Dominique Wilkins saying this.
But like, bro, that's what I'm saying. You said saying Dominique Wilkins. You want me to go to players nigga that was bigger than him that say LeBron is the GOAT?
Huh?
Like we can do that all day. Look, bro. More players say LeBron is the GOAT than players say that Kobe was better than LeBron.
You think so?
You don't never hear I've heard on like 1, 2, 3 occasions that I've heard that players say Kobe was the GOAT.
You think so?
Bro, tell me right now. I'm on the phone. I'm listening.
These the same people that say Kobe. So the people that you say, or you think
it's countless.
Right. So these players are saying that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan, which we both know he's not. Right.
I don't agree with that.
So you're saying that the people
I don't agree with that
say LeBron is better than Jordan also say he's better than Kobe, and Kobe is not in the conversation, and you want to listen to them people?
And then one more thing, man, now before you kick me off, because I know you're gonna kick me off like you do other times. One more thing, bro. Can I get one more thing out?
Yeah, go ahead.
In one of your, because I'm a student, bro. Like if you don't see, bro, I'll be late night. Like I'll be listening to your shit. You see me come in, but because you'll shoot me a comment back. Oh, before I go, I need to tell me, let me know like how I become a member, because I want to do that right now. But bro. You said on one of your, I'm listening to you. You said that Kobe is a better player than Kareem, but you said the reason you put Kareem number 2 is because his paper resume. That's what you said,
correct?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how wouldn't the same thing apply for LeBron?
Because Kobe is a better player than LeBron too.
But you said Kobe's a better player than Kareem.
Yeah, but the gap between Kobe and
man,
LeBron is huger than the gap between the paper resume.
So what about the gap? What about the gap that's between? I'm talking about as far as player go. What about the gap that's between Kareem and LeBron?
As players?
You mean to tell me you think that as players you think Kareem was a better player than LeBron?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would give LeBron his credit. I would give LeBron his credit for that, but it's not the gap is not as big as the gap between Kareem and Kobe. You got to understand that Mike and Kobe were complete basketball players. They lack. No, I'm saying, nothing.
Bro,
they lack nothing.
That's false. That's false, bro.
Okay.
Like that's completely false. Kobe was dog edge nigga as far as help defense go. He was dog as far as post defense go, and he wasn't a better 3-point shooter than LeBron.
Lord have mercy. Young.
What we going by?
Young.
See me, I'm not going by what nobody said.
What can LeBron do? What does LeBron do off the ball at the elite level?
Off the ball?
Yeah, if he don't have the ball in his hand, can I put him in it? Can I run? All right, so let's talk about the different phases of basketball on offense.
No, you just asked me a question.
Hold on. Let me lay this foundation first, young.
Okay,
right? So let's talk about what you do off the ball, and let's talk about the great off-ball players. Reggie Miller, you can run Reggie Miller off screens. He can catch and shoot. Mm-hmm. He can catch and shoot from all the way from mid to the 3-point line. Same thing with Allen Houston. Same thing with Mitch Richmond. Same thing with Brandon Roy. Same thing with Kobe. Same thing with Mike. Like you can run. Same thing with Rip Hamilton. So you can run them off screens. That can be a play call for Michael Jordan or Kobe. Set a double screen. He's going to come off that double screen, catch and shoot. Boom. Yeah. That's just as good as a layup, right? You can do that. That's off ball. Then another thing you do off ball, fight for position in the post, get the ball in the post. Now, if your back's to the basket, one dribble fade away over both shoulders, or back to the basket, turn and face, one dribble pull up, two dribble pull up, right? I don't even have to get to the paint. I don't have to get to the lane. I don't have to get a layup. My mid-range jump shot is just as good as a layup. Those are the things they do off the ball. LeBron don't have that. He don't have that off ball game.
It's more than off the ball than that, bro. But I'm listening. Keep going.
Yeah, well, those are the main things. LeBron don't have that off ball game at an elite level.
Okay, you're right. Okay, my turn.
Sure.
How many? Tell me this. How many times have you ever seen LeBron catch an alley-oop, nigga, and finish it?
A lot.
I'm asking.
A lot.
Nigga, that's off ball.
Yeah. Kobe and Mike got that.
Like,
too.
what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, Kobe and Mike got. Hold on. You can't always call a play for an alley-oop like that. Something you got to catch somebody sleeping back door. That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, a great athlete. Of course, a great athlete. You can't name a 6'5" or above athlete that can jump and say that, oh man, they can't catch no alley-oop. I mean, come on, man. That's too easy. That's low hanging fruit. What are you talking about, bro? I'm talking about alley-oops. I'm talking about catch and shoot.
You said LeBron. All right, bro. Let me talk now. I listen to you. Let me talk. You said LeBron couldn't play off ball, bro.
I said LeBron don't play off ball at an elite level. And MJ and Kobe.
I didn't say. What? Now we're talking about levels. Kobe and Mike can't play off ball at the elite level that LeBron can.
Yeah, they did it before they start playing off ball. Did you know that?
When did Kobe play? When did Kobe play on the ball like LeBron do?
Kobe played on the ball. Hold on, they're one-on-one players. They've been playing on the ball their whole life.
That's isolation, bro. That ain't
on ball.
No, that's not, bro. Because I could be
the ball in your hand is on ball, bro. The ball in your hand is on ball, bro. If you make a play with the ball in your hand and you don't get nobody else's help, it's just you. That's on ball. That's on ball.
So I'm saying, so when do Kobe be without the ball? And so that means in isolation, you saying that if the point guard had the ball, right? If Derek Fisher had the ball, right, and he threw it he passed the ball to Kobe on the wing in an isolation play. You telling me that's off ball?
No, I'm saying if I'm running you off.
What are you calling off ball, bro?
I'm saying when you do work without the ball, and as a result, you get it with a catch and shoot situation, or one dribble or two dribble pull up situation.
But they're still on the ball, bro.
Three dribble. Yeah, you got to have the ball to be on ball. Come on, bro.
So man, down. I'm saying, explain to me what do you classify as playing off ball?
Movement without the ball to get yourself in position to receive the ball for a catch and shoot or two dribble pull up or less.
Okay.
That's off ball work.
So playing off ball, right? Meaning is you running off screens, receiving the ball, and in less than 3 dribbles going up with the ball, scoring the ball. That's what you call off ball. That's off
ball work to me, but not just running off screens. The work you do as a center or as a post player fighting, like, you know, I don't know if you ever seen the that screen they set right under the rim, that rub screen, and then the player come from one end of the key to the other end.
Yeah,
and,
I know
and
something. That's called a drag. That's a drag screen,
yeah,
but you call it that.
That's off ball too.
Okay, now answer me this question, bro. Now this is between me and you. I want you to be honest. If you got LeBron James, I'm saying, if you got LeBron James on your team, right? Right. I'm saying, what would the profit gain be by putting your best player on the ball, off the ball?
But you answering my question. You making my point.
No, I'm asking you. If you had LeBron, right?
You're saying,
got LeBron on your team.
Yeah, but you're saying LeBron James is a better on the ball player than he is off the ball, and that's my whole point.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
All right, what you saying?
What I'm saying is he's the best option on the ball on the team. That's what I'm saying. You gotta pick one. That's the same thing that they did with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the best on-ball player for the Bulls. Yeah, because Jordan couldn't win like that.
Kobe Bryant was the best on-ball player for the Lakers.
Kobe couldn't win like that.
And neither could LeBron until he formed a super team.
LeBron has won 4 times like that, bro.
No, he didn't. Not without a super team. Listen.
What you mean without a super team?
Hold on. Michael Jordan could have won playing the style of basketball he was playing.
Man, that's color shit.
I'm about to mute you. Michael Jordan could have won playing that flawed style of basketball that he was playing under Doug Collins if he also went and grabbed, and I want you to think about this, because in the LeBron James draft was Chris Bosh and Wade, all lottery picks, right? In the Michael Jordan draft was Hakeem Olajuwon and John Stockton. If Michael Jordan went and teamed with Olajuwon and John Stockton, it didn't matter what style of basketball he played. They would have won.
Yes,
something.
It does.
They would have won something.
Bro,
he didn't have to get in the triangle. But when you're playing with when you're playing with just the what you need to win, a star and a co-star, right? A star, a co-star, and role players. That's all you need to win. You have to play real
in that
offense.
Era, bro.
But
that's in that.
But
bro,
when you have a star and another star and a third star, they didn't have co-stars. They had 3 stars. They had 3 stars on one team and role players. When you got that, you can run whatever offense you want, and that's what they did.
But bro, that's false. Why did KD and them lose?
What team?
You know, KD only won with the Warriors. So why did KD, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden lose?
Because they faced a team that had star, and they was in their prime.
They did, bro.
And they was in it.
Bro.
They faced Wade, LeBron, and you talking about Brooklyn?
Bro.
I thought you was about OKC.
And we can bring in OKC. That same OKC team beat Kobe.
But young, it was KD by himself. Kyrie got hurt in game 2.
Okay.
And Harden got hurt in game 3.
Go to the next year when they play Boston.
It wasn't 3 stars. It was just Kyrie and KD, and Boston was a better team. Come on, bro.
So KD and Kyrie, but how is that totally different from from LeBron in 80? How's that different?
Why are we lily padding from top of the top? What is your point? Because the whole purpose of this conversation, the whole purpose of this conversation was you trying to ask me why I put Kobe and LeBron against each other, which I'm not doing. But if you and then you ask me why I got Kobe number 3 behind
I didn't say that.
Like, you asking me so many different questions.
I asked you that about your rankings, bro. I was talking about Kobe and all that, but I was talking about your criteria. But what you said is about you got to be this type of player to get in the room. Well, Kareem wasn't that type of player, so how he get in the room was what I'm saying.
The resume was crazy. The resume is crazy.
Okay, LeBron's resume is crazy.
LeBron's resume is some made up.
It's stupid compared to Kobe.
It's some made up. You know what I mean? Just
made up. See, that's what I'm saying, bro.
It's just some fabricated stuff, man.
All right, bro.
What's LeBron's resume?
We get it, bro.
What's LeBron's resume? 4 rings, right? Kobe got 5.
Bro, LeBron's resume, bro, doubles, triples Kobe Bryant resume.
4 rings. When was the last time 4 was more than 5? How is 4 more
You
than
just talking
5?
about Reese. That's a team accomplishment, bro.
It is a team accomplishment. You're right.
I ain't talking about Reese.
Who lead?
I'm
Who
talking
led?
about all NBA.
Who led the team?
I'm talking about. Hey,
That's a team
this is what I'm
accomplishment.
saying.
That's a team accomplishment.
Hey, LeBron.
Hold on,
hey,
that's a team
LeBron,
accomplishment.
All NBA ain't no team accomplishment.
Yes, it is. Everything that
No,
happens
it's
on
not.
everything that happens in a team game is a team accomplishment. Everything.
All right, bro. Hey. Okay, I get what you're saying.
No,
okay,
no,
this is my
right.
last
No,
thing.
no, seriously.
My last thing.
Hold on, young. Who gets the
Can I
credit?
say my last thing, bro?
Hold on. Who gets the credit if I pass you the ball and you score?
We both get the credit.
Why?
I scored, you passed me the ball.
Why? Why do we even have an assist for that? Why we have a stat for that?
What you mean? Why?
Who? Okay.
Bro,
who did?
I ain't the NBA rule maker,
Hold on. What's harder, for me to put the ball in the basket or me to pass you the ball?
It depends on where you pass me the ball.
No. What's harder, me putting the
if
ball
you
in the
throw,
basket
bro, if you
or
throw
you
me an
passing the
alley,
ball?
bro, if you throw me an alley and all I do is jump up, nigga, and get the ball and dunk it, yeah, bro, your pass could be more harder, nigga, than me catching the alley and finishing it.
Let me tell you
Come on
something.
now.
Let me tell you something about alley oops. I played with dudes that can jump out the gym, and I was a good passer, but I wasn't a good alley oop thrower. Right? I just wasn't a good alley oop thrower because, for one, in high school, when you playing with guys that just start catching alleys, just start dunking and stuff like that, and then they're not Blake Griffin or Vince Carter, right?
Bro, we talking about NBA
hold on,
players,
stop.
bro.
No, hold on. I'm about to get to that. Right? So when you first throwing alley oops, they got to kind of be perfect, right? But when you start playing with people like Vince, Blake Griffin, it don't matter where you throw the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
It don't matter where you throw the ball. So stop acting like it's impressive.
Assist, right?
Stop acting like it's impressive for someone to throw somebody a ball in the NBA and they can score. The harder thing to do is to put the ball in the hole. Scoring is more impressive than passing. I'm sorry. So why am I getting 50% or 50% credit for an assist? That's the guy who scored. The guy who scored the basketball did all the work 95% of the time. Now, sometimes you might have a situation where a guy don't even know he open. He just walking and you just sling the ball and he just catch it and he right there to layup. That's impressive. But for the most part, just throwing the ball to somebody and they hitting the three, why am I getting credit for that? Assists done messed the game up in this era because people are crediting assists like it's the same thing as the point. The point means more. The person who scored means more. The scorer impressed me the most, not the passer. If I don't care if I throw a behind the back pass to a 3-point shooter, you got to be able to make that three in order for me to get an assist. So everything is a team accomplishment. You can't get an assist without me knocking the shot down. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, I got to get into this full panel, man. So I'm gonna take this comment.
I can't get my last thing out?
Man, go ahead and say your last thing so I can move on.
No, don't worry about it, bro. You got it, bro. I'm gonna keep listening to you, bro. Just tell me how to become a member. But you got it, bro. Yeah,
on the home screen, it should be a option for you to become a member right there. Like if you see on my home screen.
Oh, your home screen?
Yeah, on the YouTube home screen.
All right, that's a big. I'm gonna do that right now. That's a big. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, no doubt. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got to get out of here. Let's see. This is why I don't respect people who run that type of offense. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm trying to get through some of these comments before I end it. Sheesh, man. I might have to block you for this one, Dale. I don't know if I want that type of energy on this channel. I might have to block you for the black women just can't accept that their sports savior is white. Sheesh. Man. When Caitlin Clark becomes the best player in the league, then I'll call whatever title you want her to be, I give her that title. Yeah, that's my dog, the champ. Chi. Yeah, I ain't gonna get to all of these comments. These are good comments though, for sure. All great, but what's good, partner? Finally, some real hoops talk. Yeah, for sure. Reese always stat padding. Goat Debate Media in the house, man. My dogs, man. What's good, brother? Y'all go subscribe to Goat Debate Media, man. That dope channel they got over there. Daggone killer channel over there, man. All right, man. Let me get ready for Full Panel Friday. Man. He upset. Yeah, he was big mad. Yeah, hit that like button for sure. Gotta hit that like. Yeah. Dang, man. I wish I could have seen. Wish I could have seen all these comments. Nah, you're right. LeBron is not nowhere near Kobe's level of basketball, man. That his like I just don't see how people see it, man. Like, man, it's unreal to me. Yeah, I can't get the comments. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm running up against time, man. We got to get this full print out the way. So y'all can come right on back, man. We'll be here with the full panel in a second, but yeah. Catch y'all on Full Panel Friday. Peace.